Welcome in, guys, to the Expected Bets 4 podcast, your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I'm Franco the Banker. Our good buddy Gator is off today. I'm joined by Gretzky Betsky, but we have a special guest, Spittin' Picklets. How's it going, buddy? What's up,
fellas? Happy to be here.
Jamie Benn sweater on with the Jamie Ben haircut.
Oh yeah, went full Jamie Benn. I mean, he's from BC, so
yeah, that's
gotta
true.
rep him. Gotta rep him.
You gotta have a
gotta
root
rep
interest
something.
if your team is not in the
Vancouver's
playoffs.
out, yeah.
We gotta choose our teams. All right, so
Hey, we know how to pick them, don't we, fellas?
I'm a huge Stars fan as well. So in these playoffs, so I love it. Love the shout.
Well, Leafs are 230 seconds of a. Well, wait, how many full roster is there?
Math is hard.
And it's 18 to 20, 2/20ths, so 1/5 Arizonan.
Fair.
I mean,
that's pretty much
more
as
so
good as
than
it gets.
any other team in the league at this point.
So that should be who you're.
So
cheering.
you're gonna root for
Yeah.
the Leafs? Why would you want that pain and suffering? That just
As if the
This is gonna
Arizona
be the year,
Coyotes
baby.
didn't give you enough pain and suffering over the years, hey?
The curse is gone. We got the 4th overall pick.
Yeah.
the curse went to the Leafs from you. Is that what
No,
happened?
it went somewhere else. Maybe one of your two teams.
It went to Philly.
Canucks have never moved up in a draft, I don't think. Since
No,
the
we've never had a first overall pick ever. So
There you go.
Great.
Yeah,
we haven't either.
You have picked ahead of us. AZ/Utah's never picked ahead of 3.
Really, never.
Never.
That is wild.
Okay.
And
For
the
as
3s
shit
that
as
we
they've
picked
been.
were
Hey, and that
off
lives
the
on. You only got 4.
Walters. Yep.
You won something, but it's not one or two.
Still not the best.
I'll take it.
All right, guys, let's talk some puck, I guess, right? Like, what are you guys thinking so far in the second round? How are we feeling? I mean, I know it's early. Last night was pretty fun. I thought there was gonna be goals last night. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised given the 2 goaltenders, but I mean, were you guys surprised by that result at all last night? Or are you just pretty much ho hum 2-1? That's going to be low and slow hockey all series in that one. What do you think?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I mean, it's Hurricanes hockey, like they're going to get a lot of shots. They're not going to score a bunch. They don't have like that premier goal scorer. So I kind of expected that. Both teams got good team defense. So kind of expecting a lower scoring affair, which is annoying, but it's probably what we're going to get.
Lots of posts yesterday by the Canes. And I don't know, like, I'm sorry, but you're up 1-0, right, as the Caps, and then you just decide not to shoot anymore. Like, what was the reasoning there, you think? Like, you think you're going to win a game 1-0 in the playoffs with a team that shoots 1,000 times a game? Eventually, you're going to break through, right?
I just think Carolina took over. Like,
I
they do,
Yeah.
That's a typical Hurricanes game to me.
I know it's just disappointing considering the Caps were at home. You would think like you would be able to kind of like get the line changes and play to some advantages for yourselves. Like they had nothing offensively for like the entire third, half of the second.
This is why we warn everybody. Good friends don't let friends bet on the Carolina Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
Yeah, because of this. I mean, you may see that they put up 44 shots the day before, but then they take a 1-0 lead and they just go full boa constructor on you and just do not allow you to do anything. And the craziest thing is I've seen it time and time again where the opposing team like just it looks like they're giving up, but it's because they just can't find lanes. They can't get one solid puck dump in. They can't get any sort of neutral zone play. It's just wild to watch. And it's not fun, but
I also think that Carolina's, they're so good in the offensive zone and heavy on the forecheck and all that, but that tires the other team down. So once you finally get the puck and clear the zone, you got to go off for a change. You got to dump the puck. Now it's Carolina's puck again. They're just going to keep going up.
I know. It's and we were talking about it on this show on Monday. I don't know what your thoughts were about it on Spittin', but we were all kind of leaning that maybe these two teams will match up in a way where does allow for like 2-3 type games, like a
Mhm.
little bit of scoring, not going to be like a 7-4 or something like
Mhm.
that, but like at least a little bit of back and forth. And then nope, this felt
I thought especially in that first
game
game,
six
just
in the
with
second round. Yeah, same.
like I thought it would slow down after maybe 1 or 2 games. It seems to be kind of the general playoff consensus, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy to even think there would be goals in this series at all.
Now, I will say, I have overreacted in playoff series before, and I have been right. This year, I have been wrong in just about every spot that I felt like I've overreacted to. And I am not saying that next game couldn't be totally different with some adjustments, especially because I really like the Capitals coaching staff. I like the adjustments they've made throughout the season. I know Carberry's not scared to mix up lines. I imagine we see Protas playing more minutes. I think he got moved up.
Yeah,
Game
he
too, right?
did.
Yeah,
He did. Yeah.
but we'll have a full game of that. I wouldn't be shocked if he tries to change up the game script or the plan of action a little bit. They got to bully them more. They just got to be a little bit more physical against them.
Yeah, I mean the Caps should be able to do that. They have big bodies. I don't know. I'm disappointed by that game from them. I thought they would do a little more than that. And
What did you guys think about Tom Wilson stealing Aho's
Aho's
card?
mouthpiece.
So
That
good.
was awesome.
He put it right back in his
Yep,
hand,
he's just
right?
like,
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
So he took it and then took it to the bench, and then apparently the linesman took it back from him, gave it to Aho, and Aho just put it in his mouth.
Ugh,
Like, you got it, dude.
God knows what they did to it.
I know.
There's
You
no
gotta-
way that thing just was like sitting on the rail, right?
No, it's probably on the ground. It's like, okay, I'll pick it up.
I
Like
was thinking way
spitting on
worse,
that, I
but
don't
yeah.
know. It's
Yeah.
gross. I will say I am kind of expecting a little bit bigger of a pushback for the Capitals.
Me too.
Next
okay.
game.
Yeah, I hope so. They need this win at this point. I mean, you go back to Carolina. Carolina's been so good on home ice.
Mhm.
Like this could be 3-1 series like pretty quickly. Like
I
which is scary.
don't
for them.
doubt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need to do something with their size because Carolina really is the Panthers without the snarl.
Yep.
The Panthers without the storm, if you will.
Yeah,
Carolina,
I guess
showers.
everybody's saying it like the shots on goal. So like, do you take Thompson saves like no matter what the number is next game?
No, I don't
Because
think
this
so.
happened in the Devils series. Game 1, they got just completely overwhelmed from a flurry of shots. Second game, they adjusted, and it even seemed like Carolina adjusted and said, well, we're not going to do that, actually. We're not going to just take every shot we can find. We're going to now try to trick you into making a dumb mistake and capitalize on it. And I completely think that is what they're going to try to do again. I think it was throw everything at the net, completely take over offensive zone control, and then game 2 you try to capitalize on errors on the other side.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I'm probably back on the Capitals in game 2.
What do you guys
may
think
too.
Regarding the Kings, or sorry, not the Kings. The Kings
Yeah,
are
they're
gone.
gone. See
The
ya.
Oilers and VGK. VGK came out firing. They got that 4-minute power play right off the bat. Scored a goal within 2 minutes, and then got another one, midway through. And I'm like, here we go. Because I took Edmonton last night. I'm like, seriously, you guys are going to come out with this kind of effort in the first. Obviously, they fought back, and we didn't see a glimmer of much from Vegas from that point forward offensively. But man, I don't know. Like, is Pickard to be believed? I guess is the question.
No.
Yep.
I don't believe him. Like, I just think that they're actually playing good team defense.
Doesn't mean that he's good.
With Darnell Nurse.
Doesn't mean he's good.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's good.
Like, I don't
seen
believe
this
in him.
time and time again.
Yeah.
Did you believe in Matt Murray?
No.
See, but here's the thing. There was a while ago. This was the Flyers. They had a guy named Michael Layton. I don't know if you guys remember this magic. run
but the
they
Flyers
went
have
on.
always had a goalie curse.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
like that guy stinks, and like he was
know.
fantastic during the playoffs, and they carried them
Yes.
all the way. Like I feel like we've seen this a lot. I mean, Antti Niemi. Like, does anybody think Antti Niemi's a good goalie?
Wow, I forgot that name.
Like, I
Wanna
mean,
cut-
there's exactly, you know what I mean? There's plenty of cases where this has happened. I mean, let's be honest here. I don't think Aiden
Chicago had
Hill's
a
like that
much
good of a
better blue
goalie,
line.
and he carried Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, I agree. Holtby for Capitals, I'm just trying to think of other examples, a little bit different. He was starting to become a regular season performer. I mean, Matt Murray is the example I will always go back to. They have a Hall of Famer goaltender in Fleury. He wasn't injured, right? He just had a shitty year.
He was awful. Yeah, he just fell off.
And Matt Murray just took it over and took them to the cup with, mind you, Trevor Daley as like their third defenseman.
Shit, that's a name.
It was like Letang and some other, like maybe Mata at the time, and then like Trevor Daley, and it was just like leftovers on the blue line. Now that was the HBK line.
I remember that.
Was it not Hagel? What was his name? Hagelin.
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 Carl
Hagelin.
Yeah.
Carl Hagelin.
Caps alumni.
Kessel and Bonino.
Bonino.
Man. Oh, that was
what a line right there. What a line.
Against Pekarene and a PK Subban Yossi led blue line.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And then they beat the Sharks the next time. And was Fleury back in at that point, or was it Murray 2 years in a row?
I think it was Preds first and then Sharks, or No, I'm wrong.
It was, yeah. But was Murray in both years?
Probably was back to Fleury at that point.
Yeah.
Man, this is what we talk about, goalies being voodoo. It's like one year this guy is just absolutely terrible. The next year he's there. I mean, Bobrovsky has done it, right? Like how many couple of years ago we were saying he couldn't get it done, and then he wins the cup. So
he had like one of the worst contracts in the league. Like he was brutal. Then they drafted Spencer Knight. And then
I was concocting all sorts of HF boards proposals of how to get Bobrovsky off the roster and bring like something dumb like bringing Sam Bennett like 4 years ago over to the Coyotes for taking on this terrible cap or whatever. But
there's a good one, Anton.
Oh, jeez. I mean, who is? Gosh,
Antiniemi did it too. I think.
Yep, that was for. Well, he did. He won a cup with Chicago, but he was decent for San Jose as well when they got him. But there was times where like he couldn't stop a beach ball.
Who was the Montreal guy?
Cristobal Huet.
Oh yeah,
no, more recent. Hasek, right?
More recent, and then you say Hasek.
I mean, Carey Price, but before Price, it was a split between
Halak,
Halak, but they did. It was him and what's that guy's name? Split the crease. Elliott, right?
Yep.
Wasn't Brian Elliott there?
No, but there was the Halak run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember. I remember it. I think it was Price and Halak before Price was Price, and they're like, "Hey, they have two really good goalies. Who do they keep?"
Yep. Yeah, who they? Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh wait, Halak kind of sucks."
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what.
Voodoo.
Look at all the names we just dropped, right?
I know, and Picard is going to be the best goaltender in the rest of the series.
It's just crazy how like it doesn't matter who your goalie is. It feels like at times, and it doesn't. I won't say it doesn't matter, but like. You know, everybody says Ottinger's one of the best in the league, right? Or Vasilevsky's one of the best in the league, but like Hellebuck, right? But it's this Edmonton team that like could very well make it all the way with freaking Picard. You know, it's just crazy to think about.
Yep.
So
Toronto, Edmonton finals. Here we come. That's my prediction.
Can't really remember
my flag.
Obviously, Tim Thomas was good, but was he?
No, he was a nothing.
He was nothing before he won the cup.
Nothing before that year.
Yes, so that's another good one. And I mean, it hurts my.
Arguably, he was like the first dissenter of like not going to the White House.
Yeah,
that's a whole different story.
God. All right, shall we get into tonight's games? What do you think?
Yes.
All right.
Goalies are voodoo. Picard versus Stolars in the final.
I mean, we could kind of transition to our goalie talk to now. It's Joseph Wall, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we got a guy. I mean, so I guess again, like, do you trust Joseph Wall if you're backing Toronto tonight? You know, obviously big win in game 1 by Toronto,
Yep.
right? They kind of had a little glimpse of that scariness, but they got through it. That Bennett goal was just ridiculous. You thought it was over when they went up 2, and then Bennett scores real quick, and you're like, seriously, you guys are going to do this?
Again.
So I mean, I wouldn't say that Wall looked great in that game, but he was also coming in cold. So we'll see how he looks now with, full reps and all that fun stuff. So, I guess we'll start with you, Picklets, on this one. What are you feeling in this Florida Toronto game? Sides, totals, player props, all the fun stuff. What do you got?
It's tough. I mean, what Dave just said, Wonderwall, started singing it. I want to believe in it. Like I do want to think it's Toronto's year. I did bet them after game 1 to win the cup at plus 900. I thought that was pretty
Nice.
good value. So I'm going for the Leafs, but it'll all depend. I think we actually get a little bit lower of a scoring game today than game 1. Just because, 9 goals. Like, I don't necessarily know if I want to bet the under 5.5. But I think, like, you just think about Wall. He didn't look good when he came in, but he hadn't played in 18 days before. And also, like, goalies are weird, right? So if you don't go through your, pregame routine of I'm starting tonight, then, you're not going to be fully in it, especially when you've had that long of an absence. But now, like, he'll be in the groove. He got some game action towards the end of it. So I'm expecting a little bit better from him. And also, like, that was kind of uncharacteristic from Bobrovsky. So I would lean under. But I don't know if I'm going to play it at the 5.5. It seems scary. But yeah, I don't have many props yet. I was kind of hoping to kind of spitball with you guys. I looked at Sam Bennett for a little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't look too bad, but I also just dropped on
contract.
I also dropped on my Twitter a little SOG, the one that I do by hand. If you can see it. Whatever. You just go to my Twitter, Spit and Picklets. You'll be able to see it. I thought I dropped it in the comments here, but I don't see it.
Make sure you're following Spit and Picklets, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
But yeah. I mean, if we're just going off here, I mean, Toronto's a pretty good matchup to center, which would play well into Sam Bennett. And then D on the Leafs. Florida hasn't been great. Even in the regular season, they weren't good. Maybe Morgan Rielly, but the only thing I don't like about backing Riley's shots is, like, he's off the top line power play.
Yeah.
A little bit. So I don't know, but plus 120 isn't bad. I think he had 3 last game. But I think Bennett's probably my favorite if we're looking at SOGs. And then I don't really want to play any points if I'm leaning under.
I really like that Marchand one shot in the first period. Look.
Yep. That's not a bad one. I like that.
What do you guys got?
What you got, Betsky?
I am going back to Marchand
for a point.
There's just no way. Point or 1.5 shots.
Mm-hmm.
That history's too good. He had an insane amount of attempts last game. Just couldn't hit the net. 6 attempts, 1 shot. Head-to-head with his 1.5 line is 18 out of the last 24 games. When you look at the actual playoff games, it gets a little bit better outside of this last game. His point is 71% against Toronto out of the last 24 games played.
That's insane.
I know.
That's insane.
And again, the top 2 lines of Toronto really looked good last game. They looked pretty decent the first 2 games or so, 3 of the Ottawa series, then started to slump and then kind of came back alive in game 7. I think the depth of Florida is where they can capitalize on this. So I really like that third line again.
I agree with
Toronto blocks a lot.
I agree with Dougie here too as well. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do with Toronto blocks is because I feel like there's a lot of variance here potentially as far as like who it's going to be. I think I'm just going to take them all. Take them all. I mean, it seems silly, right? But like, I think I'm going to take Tanev at 3 and McCabe at 3 straight. And then I'll do like Benoit and Carlo parlayed at 2 each. And I feel like you're going to hit 2 out of those 3. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to trying to be like, I'm just going to hammer this one guy. And that's the guy that has 0 blocks for no reason because that's what
Mhm.
happens. But all the numbers are good. I mean, Tanev is a little juiced at minus 135. I haven't shopped that. Like you might be able to get better elsewhere, but yeah,
Which is
I think
crazy considering he's only hit it
yeah, but like
once.
my theory
a few
on Tanev is the same theory I had on McNabb last night. So McNabb had not hit. He was like 2-2, 1-2-2, like hadn't hit, and I'm like, wait, hold on. They just played the Wild, who just like they don't shoot volume.
No,
I feel like right, like
if
the
you're
Wild
not playing
are,
against the Kaprizov line, you're
yeah,
not
exactly. So I think it's kind of skewed. Same for Tanev, right? Like they played Ottawa. Like Ottawa wasn't really like driving play, and that's, I mean, there were points of them driving play, but like overall, like I don't think of Ottawa as like a high shot volume team. It's like Brady and like no one else. So I think we're getting like we're not getting a great price per se, but like we're getting a good number still on him, on a guy we know during the playoffs shows up and blocks shots. And we know Florida's going to shoot a ton of volume, just like Edmonton did last night for the McNabb one. So yeah, I think that there's going to be an extra onus on them trying to kind of block shots with Wall and that, trying to just give a little extra in front of him too, you know, with Stoley being out. So yeah, I think the shot blocks are definitely in, regardless of what this outcome of this game is.
Yep.
Well, I expect Florida to play better.
Yep.
You know, be more competitive at least. So that would lean into the blocks. So I do like that. I didn't really bet blocks much in the first round because I feel like it picks up as the playoffs go on. But now in the second round is something that I think I'll be looking into more. I saw someone bring up Luosterainen. Like that third line has just been so good, and that's with Marchand. And what did you say you got? Like plus 120 on Marchand for a point? I want to know like if there's a line for Luosterainen because he's got 7 or 6 points in his last 3 games.
I don't think they give us Lundell, but they won't give us Luosterainen for some reason,
which is a shame.
I don't mind Lundell point either. I mean, we talked about this line on the show on Monday as well. We said we kind of like thought that they would be the one to drive play and get better, more favorable matchups on the road, and they showed out. So felt good to get that one right. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a ton of value on Marchand again. I agree. Adam brought up his assist at like plus 200, plus 230 or something like that. That's pretty impressive as well. So I might look at that too, just to get some more value.
Why is Sam Oskevich plus 145 for a point? He's not on either power play unit, and he's on the fourth line.
They're still riding after like his end his regular
season,
right?
What book's offering him right now?
I don't know. I'm just looking at it on props.cash. So it looks like he's on DraftKings.
That's
maybe and Bet Online. His under is minus 188, which may be a perfect parlay piece. Just do Sam Oskevich under point and Mitch Marner over. Still coming off the baby and birthday high.
I don't see him on DraftKings. So
okay, maybe props.cash is lying.
Yeah, I don't know. That's damn. That would be a good piece, though. I agree. I mean, like, I'm not. He didn't even play game one, right? Like he missed game one, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, he was scratched.
Is he for sure in tonight? Do we know that?
I mean, Daily Faceoff has him in, but you know how that goes.
DF has him.
Yeah, I mean,
Frank.
They just go off.
Like, morning.
Brock Sagan does it projected.
Yeah.
So
I mean, whatever. Check the lines before, but yeah, I mean, if he is available in your books, I don't mind that as a piece. Do that with Sam Bennett 3 shots because you can't bet Sam Bennett 3 shots straight. So
yeah,
that's good.
I do really like Bennett shots at 3. Again, obviously it's not bettable straight. There's a play in the later game that I'm going to highlight that I am parlaying him with. So we'll get to that.
Okay.
You guys have anything else here? I mean, as far as, again, I agree with you guys. I think I lean more towards the under here. I think I thought Bobrovsky looked terrible in that game, to be honest.
I did too.
I don't even think he looked like not that good. Like, I think he looked actually absolutely terrible. So,
yeah, if this continues, they're done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm expecting him to bounce back. So, yeah, I think I lean under. I lean Florida, but not at that price. I think that price is pretty terrible.
I still like running Matthews tonight.
What, shots or?
Score?
Yeah, that's probably going to be the last time you're going to get a good price on him if he hits.
Okay, I got another one. Just a point prop. Max Pacioretty.
Yeah,
Plus
Ooh,
one,
Patch.
plus
I
150.
took him last game, and
He's got
that-
2 points in back-to-back games. He's on that second line with Nylander, Tavares, who seem to be rocking and rolling. That's not a bad look, but I keep saying point props, and I like the under. So what am I doing? What am I doing here?
yeah, but plus 168 is.
I thought it was
1.6 your money. That's it. Like
It's so good.
it was
especially on that
interesting
second line.
that they decided to keep the Marner Matthews line going against Barkov and Reinhart. Did you guys notice that? I thought that was really interesting. So like normally you would expect them to be getting the more favorable matchup, but they got the worst matchup, and that Nylander, Tavares, Pacioretty line got the better matchup. So I think if you're looking at Toronto props, that's probably the line to go to. I know Nye's got that goal late, but really it was that line that was productive for Toronto in that first game, and I think it was because of that. They kind of like refused to like play the matchups, which was interesting. I don't know.
Well, do you think they make that change today?
I mean, they won though. Do you change if you won?
Yeah. Good
Does
point.
Matthew Tkachuk seem all right to you guys?
He didn't look like very effective, I would say.
When's the last game he did?
Good question.
Game 1?
Game 1. Yep. Against Tampa, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what, you think he picked up another knock or something maybe? Or just
like
he
Adam
isn't
said,
isn't there?
Adam, is he officially hurt, or are we all just assuming that maybe whatever?
I think he's just
Took him out.
assuming it. And I would
it's
too.
like
I
a
mean, he's
nagging
not
thing.
shooting a lot either.
Nope.
Would you take his shots under? He hasn't hit in 5 straight games.
Plus
And he's-
126.
And he's
Volume's
playing
down.
with Bennett, right?
Yeah.
Bennett's been the one shooting.
No, or yeah, he's on the Bennett line. Yeah.
Who else is on that line now that Samo's off of it? Oh, Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Wait,
Our old buddy.
how's he been? He only had one off 2 attempts. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but like especially with Toronto at home, right? Like the more favorable matchup for them defensively. I don't think that's a bad call taking his under.
Yeah.
Are we getting a good series price on Toronto right now?
It's pretty much even money right now, which is wild. Like, I mean, I get it. Florida coming in was like minus 160, right? Minus 170.
Yep, I'm taking it right now.
So it's minus 110 either way. I'm sure you
Taking
can
it
get a
right
better
now.
number. Damn. I don't know. I think regardless of Tkachuk's,
If it's
health-
minus 110, there's a chance I can hedge if they win,
yeah.
and then just make $0 once.
That's what we're going for, right?
Both at minus 110.
It sucks because
Actually,
I have
lose a
futures
little bit.
on Florida, so I mean I'm just gonna ride. But I think Florida wins this game. I think they make their adjustments. They
minus
lost like
110. Here we go.
minus 110 either way. So
Just put my mortgage on it.
so wait, Picklets, did you say you are taking Toronto in this game? Toronto money line?
I
Are
don't
you
think
leaning
so.
Toronto
I
money
don't
line?
think I'm
No?
picking a side.
Okay.
Because I mean, I want Toronto to win, but I think Florida's going to win. So probably just going to leave it as is. But I also don't have an opinion. I think you got to win both games at home if you're Toronto. So I don't know. It's going to be tough to win in Florida. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Betsky, what's your top play, I guess, for this game?
I really want to go straight back to Marchand too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you're getting great value here. He had 6 attempts. It's minus 160, so it's a parlay piece, but
I got minus 140.
You can do that. That would be FanDuel.
Yeah,
probably.
that's on the FD, I think.
Yeah. It's tricky using
But maybe
prospect
I'm
cash
wrong.
right now. You're like, oh, this is a great price. And you're like,
No,
oh,
I'm on
shit, it's FanDuel.
Bet365.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
all right.
minus 140.
Yeah. When's that coming to Arizona? Come on, let's go.
It's in Zona. I just got locked out of my account.
Well, that's
Well,
a
what'd you
poor
do?
excuse. Make one for your wife.
Honestly, I tried to sign up before it was legal here, and once it was legal here, I tried to sign up again, and it was a whole debacle, and I just haven't
Make
put aside
make
15 minutes to figure it out.
make
which
one
is
for your
dumb,
wife.
but
Make one for your wife, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
yeah,
I do agree with Adam though. Nice point looks good.
yeah.
I know we're talking about an under. We keep being like, yeah, like this point and this point. So we'll see what happens, but there's definitely some value.
I mean, I just think it's going to go under from last game, so under 8.5. So
Depends if we get bad Broski.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
true.
really do think Bob bounces back this
Mhm.
game.
We'll
So,
see.
We'll see. All right, let's move on. Stars Jets game 1. We know where Tyson's leaning here, obviously, but obviously both of these teams coming off ridiculous game 7 victories.
Mhm.
Comeback
like,
victories.
No one thought that game between Dallas and Colorado could be topped, and then Winnipeg scores 2 goals with less than 2 minutes left or whatever to tie it. Those most ridiculous bounces I've ever seen in my life as somebody that had Blues money line and series, and oh my god, that pissed me off so much. But yeah, so I guess the question is, so there's 2 arguments here, right? And this was brought up by Ice Guys. I'll give them credit here. So the Dallas Stars have lost 8 straight, I believe, game 1s in the playoffs. So that's your unstoppable force or whatever versus the immovable object, which is Winnipeg, coming off, a 1.5 overtime game where they lost Morrissey. Pionk's playing 48 minutes or whatever the hell he finished with. Everybody was, playing way more minutes than you want to see. They only played a couple nights ago at this point. Was a Sunday. So typically this would be a spot to fade Winnipeg. Like if we're in the regular season or whatever, and that type of scenario happened, you would be fading the Jets in this game. Now, obviously you have that terrible record in game 1s for Dallas, and Dallas is on the road. Winnipeg's been better, pretty damn good on home ice in the playoffs so far. So I don't know. I guess I'll throw it to you here first, Betsky. What do you think about this game 1 here?
Well, you know what I always say: what goes down must come up.
I love that.
And I kind of feel like maybe Hellebuck got the monkey off his back after that. And as much as I'm kind of rooting for the Stars for this full series, I kind of feel like Jets are going to ride that momentum, especially with what you said about Dallas not winning however many straight. But that also goes against my theory of what goes down must come up. So I'm going for the recency bias here. I think the bad Hellebuck performance is a little bit behind him. I think you're going to get a big push from Winnipeg here, and I think you're going to get Winnipeg.
I mean, don't forget your leader in goals saved above expected in the negative is Connor Hellebuck at 10.1, I believe. So
yes,
brutal.
I mean, crazy. I mean, even the games they won, he was giving up a ton of goals. It felt
that guy's up for the heart, dude.
it's pretty wild. Has anyone seen news on Scheifele? I know Robertson's game time decision.
Robertson's game time,
and then Heiskanen's out. Have we seen
his game time?
And I think Morrissey's game. Oh, Morrissey's out.
Yeah,
I saw earlier this morning it was game time, but I could be wrong.
Frank Saravalli and the DF say no.
Okay. Good for Dallas.
Yeah, it sure is. And making me want to change my stance here. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to bet it, but.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with you. The stat about the Stars losing 8 straight game 1s is insane. And I kind of do believe you where, like, could this have been, this series where playoff Hellebuck's now gone, where he's not playing good. This could be a huge momentum swing. So
Like,
I mean,
all he needed was that first series win, you know,
yeah,
or maybe he's just doo doo.
yeah. I don't know. How long has playoff Hellebuck been going on? Because was it just last year? Because
That's
remember when
what
they went
I
to the Western Conference
remember.
Final against Vegas?
So didn't he?
I know now.
Wasn't
Now I need to
his
look.
like big coming out in the league in like 2016 in the playoffs? And Bufflin was still in the league.
Maybe. I
Jesus
know
Christ.
20. I think it was 2018.
All right, last
They
year
went on a run.
they lost.
Oh, they lost
The year
to Vegas
before
the year
that,
before.
the year before they year that 22
Year before that.
2023 they lost without making or winning a round. Missed the playoffs the year before in 2022.
Okay, but I just want to say they also lost that year to Vegas, who won the cup. So, like, was it Hellebuck's
Yes.
fault, or
They lost
It was their inability to
2023
score.
to Vegas.
That's
yes,
what I'm
yes,
saying.
it wasn't Hellebuck's fault.
Yeah,
That was the year where Connor and Scheifele just couldn't get going, and the
Yeah.
depth was bad. Missed the playoffs the year before that. Lost conference semifinals in 2021.
I mean, Vegas scored 4 or more goals in all those games. So except
lost
for one.
conference finals in 2018. Lost in first round 2019. Was Hellebuck the goaltender in 2018? Because that would have really only been his
I think
only
so.
good year. Oh, and
Yeah.
2020 is lost qualifying round. So that's the play-in where the Coyotes beat the Predators
Damn straight.
with Rick Tuck.
All I'm seeing so I'm looking at all his game logs, all of his playoff game logs. All I'm seeing is 3 or more goals, like basically every game. There's like a couple, like 1 or shutouts, but like it's 3 or more every game. And I mean, that's what the Blues did in round 1. I think, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know, man. All right, Tyson, what do you think about this series? What do you think about this game 1 here?
Well, I want Dallas to win because I have the future on them, but yeah, I don't know. I was gonna back their money line here, but I don't think I want to now. You know, I think there's just too like if I knew for sure Robertson was in, ready to go, and then Mark Scheifele was game time still, then I might be swayed. But it's just hard to back aside when I don't know because I mean Robertson could be out and then Scheifele's in, and then that's a big boost to Winnipeg. So
what if both are in, Scheifele and Robertson? Because that's what it seems like is going to happen. Like, we're using our predictive hats.
I mean,
what was Scheifele's injury again? Upper body?
Yeah, he took a hit from Parayko, I think, or someone.
Faksa.
And
Faksa.
And
yeah,
rocked by Fasca.
I would say, who would you give the edge to? Because I think Scheifele's more important to their team than to the Jets than Robertson is to the.
Yes,
yes, I would.
So
I think Robertson's injury may be more of a something that holds him back to playing to his best. Ability.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess I would lean Jets to answer your question.
Okay, fair.
Which is good because then the Stars are going to come back and win.
So, I mean that's their MO. If they win game 1, that's like a bad thing probably at this point.
Yeah, they're done. Props wise.
Yeah.
I think I know your parlay piece for this game. Yeah, I think so. I think his first name's Cole.
Perfetti.
No, I wasn't. No. I do like him. I do like Cole Perfetti, actually. My parlay piece is Kyle Connor at 3. So Bennett 3, Connor 3. If you look at Mr. Connor's history versus this team this year, especially, it's pretty ridiculous. 4 shots on goal or more in all the games head to head, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you seen what about after or before that?
Yeah, I don't care about that. That's last year.
He was living in the past.
That was last year. Do you remember last year how weird he like fell off a cliff? He used to be like a great shot on goal guy.
How about 2022 though?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about that. That's 1,000. I
What
mean,
about
like
20 and
PLD was
21?
on that team at that point. I mean, he was a shots on goal god. So all I know is ton of volume in those 4 games this year. 7, 8. Can't read 5 and 9. So attempts wise, it feels like if this team's gonna do anything, it's gonna be behind him. Like I just feel like the problem with the Jets and the reason why I don't think they're going to go far in this playoffs. I mean, maybe they do get past the Stars, but I just don't think they have the scoring depth that is like really needed to like move forward in the playoffs and really advance. You know, you need to get scoring from those third line guys, right? Dallas has 3 lines that can really score. That's why I just think Dallas wins a series, but I think it's Connor or bust for this team. And I think, you know, they're at home. He's going to get the favorable matchups that they want. And yeah, I mean, he's been firing the last couple of games too. So I don't know. What do you think? You think no, Betsky? You say no
My
to Mr.
counterpoint is there are no favorable matchups against Dallas.
That's fair.
False. Go look on my Twitter.
There you
All
go.
right.
Because they
got a lot
I'm
of
with
good
Dougie
matchups.
in the comment until I go to Spit and Picklets.
What, Ehlers?
I like Ehlers a lot, and I do like Cole Perfetti too.
Mhm.
Did Perfetti like find something in that that last game?
It sure feels like it.
We've been kind of waiting for him to kind of take that next step. Like I think the talent's there.
Yeah.
Those
Okay, so
deflections were
Dallas
nasty.
third worst against right wingers, right?
Yeah, you
That's what
know.
I'm looking at.
There you go. There you go. But look at the defense. And I do all of this by hand. So according to what their lines were in that game, I'll just count them all up.
I
Shot
like it.
props help me out. Shout out shot props. But I mean, and even in the regular season, the start, like, because normally you can look at that and be like, okay, well, Edmonton's allowing a crap ton to the left wingers because Fiala was shooting a ton. Kempe was playing on the left side, sometimes playing on the right other games, but that's why they're allowing so much to left wings. But even in the regular season, like Dallas allowed a crap ton of shots to defensemen. I think it was like them, the Wild, and Minnesota and Florida. They were all allowing a ton the whole entire year, and that's carried over to the playoffs. So Neil Pionk, which Adam mentioned, is a great parlay piece for me,
Yes.
especially if Scheifele or Morrissey's out.
Especially if he plays 48 minutes tonight.
Yeah, but like in that game, he had 3 on 7 attempts. So far this playoffs, I mean, he's got 5 and 3 in the first 2, but then 8, 9, 4, 7, 7. So his volume's picking up. So I definitely like Pionk, especially if he's going to play with that kind of number 1 D role.
We're getting a lot of Perfetti love here.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, I agree with Pionk. I think that's a good look.
mhm.
The 2's definitely a good parlay piece.
Yeah. I like that quite a bit. I don't really like to do this, but like a Perfetti Pionk parlay might not be terrible. I just don't like parlaying 2 guys on the same team. You know?
I didn't know if it was going to be because both their names start with a P.
That is it. Yep.
Well, I mean, they can get it done, separately, right? I mean,
It's only 2 shots for each.
And yeah,
and they're on
one being
different
a
power play.
defenseman, one being a
it's-
defenseman too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like they're like line mates. They're playing on the same line, same power play.
Totally.
Dallas is still extremely leaky to D too, as Spit and Pickless has tweeted out.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't forget Dallas's blue line isn't that good right now. I mean,
No,
I know they got through Colorado, but Cody Ceci, who feels like a guy that looks like he has a hand grenade every time he has the puck on his stick, and then
maybe their best defenseman,
Lyubushkin's getting first line minutes.
maybe their second defenseman.
It's crazy that
Thomas Harley. Where's Thomas Harley?
yeah, no, Harley's.
no, yeah.
I like Harley and Lindell better, but
All right, so
whatever.
then their 2 and 3 is CC and Lyubushkin.
It's just kind of crazy that Haskinen's been skating since game 5 or game 4 of that series, and they can't just be like, "Yo, dude,
Put
get
him
in
in
there." We can't keep running Lyubushkin out as our one D. Like, come on, man.
What do you think that injury was? Like, it looked like torn ACL or something. Like,
It's
Broken
definitely knee
yeah,
related,
like
right?
it looked
Yeah.
really bad. One guy I wanted to kind of bring up, Mason Marchment. He's at 1.5 and it's playable, minus 122.
I forget. Is he better at home or road though? feel like
He's better at home, but if you look at the playoffs, he's cleared in all the games at home this year, or on the road this year.
Yeah, and he missed his last home game. Funny.
Yeah.
So,
But the attempts aren't there, which is scaring me. Like 2, 3, and 3 on the road. He gets some spike games at home where he's got 6 shot attempts, 4, but I don't know. Minus 122 feels pretty good for a guy who has 100% hit rate on the road this playoffs.
Yeah. I do like the Harley shot by Adam for a point. I mean, Fowler had a ton of points. Parayko had a ton of points in that series. So, yeah, maybe. I think in general, like, there's a ton of value on these defensemen this playoffs, it seems like. It seems like a defenseman is always involved in a goal to me. I haven't been betting it enough because I'm just a coward. But I feel like there's, and if you want to go even crazier, take him for an assist, but like the value is through the roof, except for, a guy like Bouchard, but everybody else is going to be a pretty good, a pretty good number. I think, Theodore had a point last night as well. Riley had a goal. I mean, so I don't mind kind of like going down the board a little bit. We're so used to looking at the top, top wingers, top centers on teams for points and stuff. I mean, there's a ton of value in this game anyway, because I think the books think it's going to be an under. I don't know. I mean, where do you guys lean there as far as like the over under here on this? I
don't mind 6 at all.
Under?
I don't mind 6 at all. No, over 6. Sorry,
over. Okay,
that was 6.5. I'd be a little bit more concerned about it, but I don't mind 6 at all. I mean, there's a world that this is 4-2, no problem.
Yeah. What I'm worried about, like, I just want to see how Hellebuck plays before I bet on a total here.
Yeah,
because like you finally get that win, right?
I don't mind it being 2-2 or 2-1, then 3-1, then Dallas gets back up to 2-3 or whatever, and then empty net 4-2, and Hellebuck's only let in 2.
Yeah,
only letting in 2 against this Dallas team is a good performance,
Yeah, but Dallas is going to score 3 because the Blues have scored 3 every single game against them. So,
I mean, I am giving you the argument of a good Hellebuck performance.
Yeah,
that's still going over 5.5.
Well, I mean, would you say he played good in any of the games?
Game 2?
Yeah, game 2.
Game 2.
Oh yeah, that one was the only game that the Blues
went
did
under,
right?
Yeah,
It was 2-1, right?
And the last game.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
the last
the last
45 minutes,
last
50
period,
minutes?
and then the 2 OT periods. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, I forgot. Well, he was fine, like, after he allowed those 2 goals.
Yes.
Yeah, but even that third goal wasn't particularly great.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't know. I think Dallas team total over 2.5 is a fantastic parlay piece. It's minus 170, but I might like try to get greedy and hope for a live on that. If Dallas starts out slow, or maybe this is a slow start. If I can grab Dallas at 2.5 live, I'm definitely hitting that. I don't know.
Got another one. Mikko Rantanen for a point, not playable, minus 190. But what, he has 11 points in his last 3 games, but you can get plus money on his assist. And he's got 6 assists in his last 3 games, plus 110.
Or you can just take his 2 points and go all the way up to 4 because he just gets 4 points every game.
That's fair. You could, but I don't know. I don't typically bet assist props. Like, I'll just parlay the point just because it always seems to happen that you take his assist, he scores, you take his goal, he gets an assist, whatever. But this one didn't look bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing. You could get like, it's a little silly, I guess, considering you can bet this straight. But the 2 guys coming in hot in the series, Perfetti and Rantanen, take them each for a point.
Mm-hmm.
That would be probably a pretty nice number.
You could probably get Perfetti straight for a point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just being
Yeah.
an idiot because you can take
Oh.
Perfetti straight, but I don't know. Like I feel like if you're coming in hot, you're gonna stay hot. At least in theory.
Mhm.
Especially Rantanen. Like he's got to be feeling really good after that. Like especially starting so slow. Like for his tenure in Dallas in general.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
like putting up that performance was just ridiculous. I mean, you could always do a line stack. You could do like him and Hintz. Like obviously check lines, just make sure nothing crazy happens with Robertson coming back. But I think a Hintz Rantanen stack is not a bad idea either for a point.
Yep. I agree with that.
I guess anything else? Goalie props, block shots, anything there? Anybody interested anywhere?
I mean, Thomas Harley blocks don't look bad as a parlay piece over 1.5.
Okay.
Hit the last 5 games and 6 out of the 7 in the series.
I mean, probably Pionk as well, right? Again, with no Morrissey.
Should I play Pionk over blocks and shots?
And over shots and blocks. I remember doing that a few times with Brock Faber, like not this past year, but the year prior when he was getting all those minutes and just he would get a point like every game, it felt like.
So go points and blocks.
Yeah,
Or
points,
point and
blocks, and shots. Yeah. Pionk had 4 last game and 1 the game prior, and then 3 the game prior to that. But again, like I just think he's gonna get a ton of minutes.
Yeah.
I believe I saw someone else. Oh, Logan Stanley was a game time decision too for Winnipeg. So that blue line could be pretty beat up. I guess a lot hinges on like what this team looks like going this game. Like if Scheifele's scratched, like if that's like a surprise like notification we get it at like 8:00 or something like that, I'm taking Dallas money line.
I don't hate that.
I mean, I did it last night with Pietrangelo. Like I just had to take Edmonton after that news. I feel like losing a player of that magnitude is pretty massive. So we'll see.
I got McDavid 1 point and Oilers money line for plus 200 yesterday.
Woo!
I was sweating after it was 2-0. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you guys' favorite plays across both games today?
I think Marchand and Bennett shots in game 1.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like Marchand point a little more than Marchand shots, but I could get there with the shots.
What goes down must come up, man.
I know.
Something around Miko as like a parlay piece. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Are we thinking Hellbuck saves?
I've seen a lot of people on it today. I don't think that's a bad look. What about Rantanen shots? I mean, we didn't even talk about that, but 3 shots is minus 105. That seems kind of silly.
Yeah.
I know he burned you. Aviko Kane Antonin.
I know. But that was against his former team. The attempts just worry me.
Yeah, they're not that high. He had that one spike game where he had 6 and 11 attempts, but
I like that idea by Dave. Live bet whoever's down in the third. Seems like no third period lead is safe at this point. It's crazy.
Joke's on you. It's tied 3-3.
I mean, that's another angle I've done like in the past is just taking a draw live. If you can get anywhere above like 270 in the third, if it's like a 1-goal game, I don't mind doing that. You would have cashed it last night with Carolina, that Carolina game. I'm sure it would have been a nice number. Yeah, I don't know. I think you could do like could you do a Rantanen 2 and a point? Rantanen 2 shots and a point?
Does he land on 2?
They're good enough.
Yeah. Only had 1 game under.
I'm just saying with like the safety, like if we're saying maybe he doesn't get to 3, I think he does get to 3, but just to kind of get to that point prop, but minus 130 on DraftKings, not bad. Probably better on 365, but
let's see.
Such is life. You gotta shop those books, guys.
Crazy how juiced the lines become in round 2.
Minus
what?
I mean, a lot of these guys are talking about were just like outright bettable in round
for
1.
shots or what?
All of it, points and shots.
Yeah. I mean, this game point props are bettable across. It's Connor, Rantanen, and Scheifele are not bettable. Everybody else is. Hintz, Johnston, Velarde, Ehlers, Robertson, Duchesne, Harley. I mean, take your pick. It's just how crazy you feeling. Like I said, if you like the over, then take a couple. I guess you can. I mean, maybe do a couple line stacks too, just to get a little bit more value if you want. But I mean, Rupe Hintz at minus 125 is pretty crazy.
I love that. I love that.
And he looked really good. Like he's that guy that can kind of, Winnipeg's gonna play that defensive style and try to kind of shut it down. But like he's got that speed to kind of break through.
Yeah, outside of Rantanen, he's been their best player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Are you totally off Robertson at plus 110 if he returns?
I want to see what line he's on.
He's on it's projected to be with Wyatt and Marchment.
That's interesting.
Jamie
so they
Benn.
broke up the Marchment Duchesne Sagan line.
Yeah, Jamie Benn, who is on the show with us right now to our left, is on the second line.
Yeah, you got moved.
Yes,
up,
sir.
Man. Congrats.
Thank you.
I actually really like that third line, to be honest with
Me
you.
too.
Robertson, Johnston, and Marchment. Like this got a little bit of grittiness with Marchment, and
a little two-way with Wyatt.
Kind of like that.
A little fun way with J Robo.
And then the top line Granlund and
Granlund's been not what he was like on the Sharks.
No.
Yeah, not as productive as we want to say, but hey, I mean, this is a new series. Like I feel like this always happens, right? We're like off a player, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, it's actually Duchesne and Sagan this series for no reason.
Watch the Duchesne Sagan line just be unstoppable.
I mean, they burned me. I mean, Duchesne burned me so much in that series. It's so annoying. But I don't know. All right. So what do you think? Top play for this game, Tyson? What you got?
I like the Pionk shots. It's probably my favorite. Have to find a parlay piece for that.
Yeah,
but that would be my favorite for that one.
Nice.
Yeah. How about Pionk? Do we want to put a little thing together or what?
Yeah. Let's put a little parlay together. Do they have a promo today on DK or what? Like, yeah, they do. So we can get the promo boost here. 4 legs, I guess, right? Typically,
same game.
I feel like we just do 4 legs anyway, just because we can do
same game
X or whatever. So you can do 2. We can do 2 and 2 or whatever. I think will work. So I guess let's start with or whatever. Piglets. What do you like? You like Pionk shots?
Yeah.
2+.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Pionk.
I mean, he's gonna get so many minutes just
totally
by accident, basically.
Yeah.
So
default.
Yeah. I think Bennett 3 should be in there.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Okay.
So Pionk 2, Bennett 3.
Point.
What was it?
Hintz point, Rantanen point, Hintz point.
I like Rantanen point, but
it's not everything about me,
It's all about you.
Yeah, I mean, do you go value with Hintz or do you go heater with Rantanen? I guess is the question, because Hintz didn't get one that last game, did he?
No, which is just like I just ridiculous. Don't get it.
That was so
how does that happen?
It's because I bet it. That's why.
Good point.
They know. That's no, and they're like,
they're like, hey, take a look at what Franco bet. We got to call the players.
They're giving me the finger, like laughing at me. All right, Betsy, decide Hintz or Rantanen. I can go either way. I'm fine with either of them.
Or do we go? Actually, why not Wyatt point? Right?
Pivot.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Minus 120? Are you kidding me? Or is this
that's
all over again?
I mean, especially if Robo's back and he's on.
If this is a 2-1 game, I'm just gonna fucking end it all, man.
All right. No, I mean it'll be like his line will have a goal and there will be no assists on it. Jason Robinson will score and there will be no assists. 5-on-5.
So do we go another shot prop in Florida, or
give me that under Sandwich Savage point?
They don't have it though, man.
I'm gonna find it.
Damn it, man! Come on. What about either Carlo or Benoit block shots?
Yeah, I
haven't been on block shots, so I can't pick either or.
Up to you.
I'm already on Benoit.
Okay. I mean,
so
we could do Tanev
Carlo,
too,
but
if you want to do Tanev.
I like Tanev.
Right.
I like Tanev. This is what he was brought in to do.
3 or 2 blocks for Tanev.
3.
He's 3, but he's minus 145, and he has not hit it enough to warrant that
and
price.
Florida, yeah, I mean, his body is like ready to take so much puck right now,
dude. He's ready to just take so much stuff up him, onto him.
Pause.
You have to remember. Block shots is not about consistency. It's about like how your body's feeling. So like the least you've taken is like a better thing.
Brandon Tanev on that game 7, when you get down to one knee and you're ready for the block and you have to look the other way because you know it's coming and you just can't even bother to face the thing that's about to happen to you. Shows like that is just proof of what it must be like.
By the way, can we flash back to the St. Louis Winnipeg game real quick? Am I the only one that thought that Justin Falk did a terrible effort at trying to block that shot? Or is it just me? Like I thought he like tried to block it with his stick instead of his body.
Which goal?
The game tire. Like he got it with his stick, and that's why it deflected. Like he moved out of the way and was like, my stick could do it instead. Like it can do just as good a job as my back. If he would have just laid out, like if he lays out full, there's 2 seconds left when that puck hits that stick, right?
Wrong defenseman.
What?
Wrong defenseman to be out there to block shots.
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. Like I mean, Blues fans are probably furious with him at this point, but I don't get why there wasn't more criticism of like his effort to like stop that from happening. Like you lay the fuck out, like
yeah.
And that puck does not that puck doesn't cross the ice at all. If you're dead on the ground,
face the other way.
Yeah, face the other way, and that whole body needs to be down. And that puck,
yeah,
and it's 2 seconds, and the shot goes and hits you, and the game's over.
Yeah,
well, I thought that was so frustrating to watch because I watched it like 1,000 times over, and I just go back, watch him, and you're gonna be like, dude, this guy's
sick individual.
But what about Buchnevich? Like he couldn't clear the zone.
Oh my god!
And then also
where he goes, he tries to like shoot it from.
What are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
if he banks it towards Thomas on the towards the left wing, like he's good. Like Thomas is 1-on-1. He's probably gonna bank, be able to get an empty netter. And if not, you just go 2-on-1 with him. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
Brutal.
God damn it, Blues.
Okay, so are we locking this in?
Yeah, anyway, so the parlay, sorry, I'm getting us off the rails here. This is what happens when Gator's not around. It comes out to $7.79. It is, hold on, why won't it show me the okay. Bennett shots 3, Neil Pionk shots 2, Wyatt Johnston point, and Christopher Tanev block shots over 2.5 with the boost plus 779.
I don't have a boost, so
unacceptable.
I'm jelly,
but
jeez,
I still got plus 697,
so it's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Right on, fellas.
All right, boys. I appreciate it. So if you have not yet, sign up with our promo code THPN on DraftKings. You can even use that to get your 33% boost here tonight on this our little parlay. So make sure you do that.
And it gives you some other things on DraftKings too.
Yes, Gator knows
that we don't remember. So surprise. Go figure it out. Let us know.
So you guys just tune him out when he's doing the ad reads, hey? No idea.
This is when me and him are doing our research. Me and Besky are like, all right, what's the next game?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You can also use THPN for head cheese at your local supermarket. So
Yes.
Yes. If you got a boar's head deli at any of your local supermarkets, promo code expected cheese 4 gets you 50% off your first pound of head cheese.
If anybody's still watching right now, I don't know why you're still here. We've gone off the rails like at least 10 minutes ago, but here we are. Thank you for joining us today, Picklets. It was a pleasure as always. It's been too long. We're almost up to 700 viewers tonight. Let's go, boys. I mean, I'm excited. This puck drops in about probably like 15 minutes in reality. So get those bets locked in, guys. Good luck tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for the Hockey Podcast Network for presenting this wonderful podcast tonight. Have a good night, guys.
Go Mammoth.
Thanks, boys.